Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Rena Baltic Witch, and today we continue to explore different oracle and tarot card spreads. The one we are looking at today comes from the Horror Tarot Deck and Guidebook that you see on my table right now. It is called Exorcising the Demons. It is a 5 card spread that could help you determine who is a friend and who is an enemy. So, this is a relationship spread that we are looking at today. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to my new subscribers, to everyone who watched and interacted with my videos. I really appreciate you being there and your feedback. Second of all, we are doing everything as per usual. We will start with me explaining what the spread is about. So, if you're learning to read tarot, maybe this is a spread you want to add to your collection of spreads that you will be doing. And for those who are here only for the reading, the timestamp will be down below in the description section, so you feel free to skip ahead. So, let's start with the spread. It is a 5 card spread, and you don't not have to have this deck. As I always say, you can use whatever deck you have at hand, or even playing cards if you know how to interpret them. It can be a tarot deck, it can be an oracle deck, any deck that you are using in your practice. So, we will be laying out 5 cards. One will go, let me put it aside here. One will go on top. It will be explaining um, where your relationship stands now with that person with whom you want to kind of explore that relationship. Do you want to end it? Do you want to continue it? And then we'll be looking a little bit in details. Second card will be talking about how you feel about the ending of the relationship in case you decide to do that. Third card is how the other person may feel about you. So, do they like you? Do they not like you? Is it toxic? Is it not? So we're talking, I guess you might be in a talking toxic relationship, so you want to explore it, and that's why you're looking at this spread here. Card number 4, and I hope we'll have enough space on my table. This card is an idea of what could happen if you cut them out of your life. And then the last 5th card is the final card here, and it explores what happens if you stay friends. So either or, and we'll see what the outcome is. Okay, if you're a reader, obviously use your intuition to read the cards, not only the meanings, but also I think this deck is quite good for this specific reading. That's why it shows up in this deck, because a lot of cards here are interpreted from the perspective of shadow work, deceit, what to be wary of, and things like that. So it is a good deck for that. Welcome back, everyone who skipped ahead. We are starting the reading once again. As I always say in all my readings, it is a reading for the collective. So if the messages do not resonate with you, if you're not in the situation where you're kind of considering whether you want to continue a friendship or a relationship or not, if it's toxic or not toxic, if it does not resonate, leave the messages and everything behind. Walk away from this reading. Use your intuition to see if maybe some messages you will catch specifically for yourself, something that I don't say out loud, don't name because it's specific to you, because you understand your situation better. If you need professional help, definitely get professional help. These are more for general guidance, entertainment. Don't rely only on online YouTube readings. If you have a very serious situation in your life, do seek professional help, mental help, legal help, whatever is your case, whatever is your situation. I definitely support actually seeing real professionals. All right. Let's begin. Let's go in the spirit to oversee this act of divination. We're laying out 5 cards to see if you should continue a relationship or not. Is it toxic? Is it not? Should you finish it or should you continue it? And we'll see what we get here for the collective with this reading. Let's see. Okay, we have our first card here, which will go here on top. I think it's somewhere here. Have the star, the card of the readings here. Goals. Okay, second one, the Emperor. I'm gonna be laying out all the cards first on our table. Ooh, we have a bunch. Let me check. Hmm. Okay, I'm a bit confused here. Let's take the top card, although I'm a little bit. Hmm. Okay. Well, let's hope it comes back if it needs to come back. We have the Moon. We keep getting Major Arcana cards. That's interesting. Could be something very important to you in your life. This one I almost dropped. Ace of Swords. And one more card. And then we'll see where we stand at in this reading. How are you guys doing? Leave me a comment down below if you want to start a conversation with me. Just say where you are watching from, how you are feeling. I really appreciate any kind of feedback I could get from you. And also, if you're not yet a subscriber, but you do like this type of content, then please subscribe or just interact with the video in any other way. I would really appreciate that as well. Okay, one more card. Let's take this one. Ooh, a big, big Cthulhu. The world. Another major arcana card. So we have a lot of major arcana cards here. Why is this not so straight on my table? I do not know. I'm very sorry for those who need everything to be straight and neat. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm kind of also a person like that. Let's see. So first card is where your relationship stands now. The star card is the card of guidance, the card of desires. It's your guiding star. So probably you really want to be in this relationship, or you maybe are thinking that this relationship is bringing you somewhere um, to a goal. Maybe you're there because that other person is helping you get to whatever you see as your goal, or maybe it is kind of a relationship that you might be perceiving as this like perfect relationship for you, the ideal one. Um, but it could be also that we have this divination, well, Ouija board here on the card. Could be also that you have a lot of questions to that other person. You really want to ask them a lot of questions. Um, Maybe there's some communication issues where you're trying to ask them, but that conversation is not happening. The amount of questions is really kind of building up. Um, I would say this is a card to stay open-minded and just perceive any kind of signs like the person in the card who is doing the reading. Mm, you can wait, but I guess you want in this conversation, this relationship to move forward. So we'll see what the other cards say. So we have the second card, our Emperor card here. I'm gonna bring it a little bit forward so you can see it better. And also the star card, if you want to see a bit more. So we have a nice Ouija board there and the reading happening. Yeah. So the Emperor card, how you feel about ending the relationship. Mm, you might be considering that if you go out of this relationship, it will give you more power, more freedom. The Emperor, he's like in full right, knows what he's doing. Um, you have a dream, you have a vision. Maybe the problem here is that you have the star, you envision a completely different relationship, and you have so many questions, and you think if you leave, then you basically, that will bring you a step forward to that vision because this thing is not giving you what you expect to receive. Kind of that's how it feels like to me. He exactly knows what he wants. He's not really be compromising. So if this thing is not working for him, the emperor, I would say he would step out of the situation and just move on to something next that is working for him. That's how I feel it here. Let's check what our next card is. The moon. It's how the other person may feel about you. They're unsure. The more moon is the card of kind of uncertainties. You would think the moon would be illuminating things, but it's really a lot about uncertainties, not being sure, going through that dark, gloomy forest, occasionally illuminated by the moon, but really kind of feeling a bit mm, lost. So I guess they're not so sure. They don't want to move forward because the forest is dark and scary, and they're not quite sure if they want to go. They're trying to trust their instincts. We have a werewolf. He does trust his instincts quite well, I would assume. He kind of has the senses and everything. Um, but you should be as well. It's not only them, you should be as well. If the person feels shady to you, two-faced, shifting, shape-shifting like that werewolf, that probably it's not the best situation here. Be the emperor. Know exactly what you want. If you have to step out of the situation. Let's see, we have Ace of Swords for our fourth card. That's the idea of what could happen if you cut them out of your life. We literally have a sword card here, uh, like representing the cutting thing and the cutting motion. I wouldn't say that the cards are advising for you to actually do that, but it almost feels like it. You know, we have this like stabbing, cutting motion here. Um, I think if you want to step out, we have also the Emperor card here, and you're following the dream, you're following that dream relationship that you envision, you have the strength. Uh, Swords is about knowledge. You know what you want. You have that courage, you have the strength, you have that sharp mind knowing what exactly you want. The Emperor is also kind of very representative of that. It will be a challenge, I think so, because the swords minor arcana generally represents challenges, difficult decisions. There's a lot of, like cards with quite negative connotation there, but I'm pretty sure you'll make it through. But it is a difficult decision to make. It's something like, the coldness of steel, that sensation is there that you need to stay very clear of mind, and also it might be like the cutting something off would be quite painful and difficult. Last card, the world. It's literally the final card, the major arcana of like coming to an end of a cycle. And this is the card that explores what happens if you stay friends. The world is a joyful card, um, but it is also an end of a cycle. So either if you kind of remain friends, something will come a completion to an end of that cycle. Yeah, let me think. It's a little bit difficult to interpret because I almost am getting the sensation that the cards are saying finish the cycle here, or that if you remain, something will kind of just come to an end on its own. But I would not call the world a bad card. Usually it is of surviving, of achieving everything, of, you know, end of a journey, celebration, finally attaining everything. It is usually a card of a lot of happiness. You survive through that journey of the major arcana, what is depicted in the major arcana cards. I would say the decision is yours. Whether you want to stay there or not, some things will come to an end either way. Some things will get a chance to begin either way. You might find that enlightenment at the end. if you remain in the relationship, but the choice is yours. I think this thing is really about you listening to your intuition. They're not really sure. You know what you want. You need to make that choice. You need to get there. But whatever you choose, something will come to an end. Something you will begin, and you will gain new understanding of things. But the general consensus that I'm getting here is that the choice is really yours in this situation, but you should have full confidence in yourself. You have the knowledge, you have the strength, you have all the charisma that you need. Whatever step you take will be for your best, I think. So, this is our little reading with the horror tarot. I hope you liked it. It's a very interesting deck. I really like the art here. Let me show you a little bit closer the cards. So we have the moon card for the beautiful werewolf here. The art is very beautiful. All right. Thank you very much for joining me for this reading. I really appreciate it. I would really appreciate if you interact with the channel. There is a poll, quite an old one, uh, in the post section on my channel asking what kind of content would you like to see. I would really appreciate if you interact with that and just leave some feedback for me. Um, and I hope to see you again in the next video. So have a great time and see you then. Bye.